Do you smell like Want to smell better? Are you interested in men's fragrances but you don't know where to start? Here is my definitive guide. Not really, it's really subjective actually, but here's my guide on how I smell like a how to achieve that clean boy aesthetic through fragrances. If you enjoy matcha, listening to Claro, and reading books at the park, this is perfect for you. Am I an expert on these fragrances? No. But look, like, this is literally what my closet looks like, so I think, I can speak on them somewhat. Before we start, this is all based on my personal preference and opinions on scents. I personally hate really, really strong scents. Like, I hate it when a guy walks into a room and everyone's nose is just like attacked by what they're wearing. So I feel like all the scents I will be talking about today are not like that. Other things to note, I do love jasmine, and I hate aqua. Like, I hate like aquatic smelling colognes and scents. Like, I don't basically scents that like smell like man. So this is my ultimate guide on how to achieve that clean boy smell. Some might say it's how to smell like a male manipulator, and I can't argue with that. So yeah, honestly, it's just a review of the different scents and fragrances that I've picked up over the years. Also, chat, unrelated, but my hair is getting so long. I'm gonna buzz it. I'm gonna bleach blonde buzz it. That would make great content, I think. But anyway, not that any of my fragrances are very not mainstream, but I'm gonna go from most mainstream to least mainstream. And the essence of most of these is that they're mostly pretty unisex, because we can enjoy matchas too, am I right? Alright, starting off with the fragrance that started it all. This is Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. I think this is a really safe one for a lot of guys. I know it's supposed to be unisex, but to me it leans a little more masculine, or at least ambiguous. Let's see, the top notes are ambrette seeds, sea salt, middle notes of sage and algae, and base notes of driftwood and dry rock rose. So I think it's pretty nice. And I think this pairs well with anything else that I have. So on its own, I feel like this can be a little boring, honestly, but I think it pairs really nicely with any of the other scents that I'm about to get to. This next one is also from Jo Malone. It's English pear and freesia. Top notes of pear and melon, so very fruity. Middle notes of freesia and rose, very floral. And base notes of musk, rhubarb, amber, etc. This one does definitely lean more feminine, but hey, girls will probably walk up to you and be like, "You smell so nice." But yeah, like, these two pair really, really well. And this one is really light, it's really floral. It can be a little strong. I will say that both of these don't last super long. So you can be generous with the sprays, but yeah, overall very pleasant. Like, these two, I don't think I've met anyone who has strong feelings against them. So yeah, I hate aqua. I don't know if it's like my friend would say it's an astrology thing. Like, my big six, it's all earth and fire, mostly fire. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with me hating aquatic. Like, Dior Sauvage, bro. This is not the video. If you're looking to be like an ABB or like rich finance bro, like, this is not the video for you. Like, this is the aesthetic. Okay, this next one is, if it'll focus. Oh my god, you can still see me through the glass. This is Terre d'Hermès. Tu parles français? Croissant? Oui, oui, baguette. Terre d'Hermès. It's got top notes of orange and grapefruit, middle notes of pepper and pelargonium, and then base notes of vetiver, cedar, patchouli, and benzoin. Yeah, I'd say this is a very wood forward and probably the most traditionally masculine scent in this video. Very forward. I got this as a gift. My dad got it as a gift and I stole it from him, but I actually quite liked it. It's pretty woody. It's a little more intense. It's definitely not something I wear every day, but if I'm going to like a nice restaurant and like if the vibes are more leather jacket and tabbies, I would say Terre d'Hermes. Next on our list, I feel like this has been talked about so often, but Another 13 by Le Labo. Le Labo. Le Labo. I mean, super good. I used to not really be able to smell this, and I think it's really, really hard to smell on paper. You really have to spray it on your skin and see how it smells for you. Um, but I think it just smells so awesome on me. Let's see, it's got top notes of pear, citrus, apple, middle notes of ambrette, moss, jasmine, and then some base notes. Oh my god. I don't know how to say any of that, but it's like a very skin scent. It's very seductive, seducing me. Yeah, it's just so good, and it's like really hard to place your finger on it, on like what exactly it is that you're smelling, but in a really good way. I don't know how to explain it better than that. But yeah, that's Another 13, very classic. Another popular one from the Labo is Santal 33. I think for me, the Santal is a little too forward. Um, if you end up smelling this and you like it, I think you would like Santal 33. I'd say Another 13 and Santal 33 are probably the most popular ones at Le Labo, but yeah, personally not for me, but that is also a male manipulator scent. Alright, next up on the list, we have a Diptyque scent that I picked up very recently. These two are my most recent pickups, but this is, I don't know if it's Dosan or Tosan or, I don't know, that's probably, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is Dosan. If I were Korean, Tosan, but Tosan by Diptyque. This one is pretty similar to another one that I'm going to talk about next, but let's see, the top notes are orange flower, iris, rose, very floral, middle notes of tuberose, pink pepper, and base notes of benzoin and musk. So another very, I feel like, skin scent, but much more floral. Yeah, floral, but it's like a subtle type of floral mixed with citrus. If you can't tell already, I love jasmine and I love citrus, which brings me to the next one, which is I don't parler français, but this is Fleur d'Oranger by Le Labo again. I mean, it's what it sounds like orange flower, right? It's literally, let me pull up the notes. Oh my, I can't even find a diagram for this one online, but here's from the Le Labo website. Fresh floral and lemony notes, rounded out by musk and bergamot, petitgrain, and lemon. Yeah, this is like from Le Labo. I was like, should I buy their bergamot and their jasmine separately? And then I saw this, and I was like, shit, I'm not made of money. A lot of these were gifts. A lot of these were gifts, but yeah, I'm not made out of money. So I was like, you know what? Let's just combine the best of both worlds. So, and I feel like I think their jasmine has a little bit too much vanilla in it for me, which I'm not a huge vanilla person in my sense. So this was actually perfect. It's exactly what you think. Like, it doesn't last super long, which makes me a little sad for an expensive perfume. But it just smells so good. It's like very fresh. It's very floral. It's exactly jasmine and orange. Like, I smell like an old Asian man drinking tea, peeling oranges, and that's exactly how I want to smell. And then last but not least, probably my favorite perfume that I have is Citron 28. Citron 28 by Le Labo. So they have quite a few fragrances that you can only buy in select cities. So Citron 28 is the Seoul, Korea city exclusive. I think cities like Tokyo, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, cities all over the world have city exclusive fragrances by Le Labo. This is the Korean one, which I don't know, like they got me, like they got it down to a T. This one has top notes of lemon, ginger, middle notes of jasmine, surprise, and base notes of musk and cedar. But I will say this one is not, even though the name suggests citron, it would be very citrus heavy. It's not. It's almost similar to the Another 13. It's very like musky. It's like a skin scent. The citrus is very subtle, and so are the florals. It's really hard to describe this one too, but it's just really addictive, and I don't know. I love it. Perfect for a male manipulator because it's not even basic. So if someone asks you like, "Oh, like you smell so good. Where's that from?" Like you can only buy it in Korea. Sorry, but yeah, I actually do quite like the Tokyo exclusive. I think they're a little similar to each other. I think they do. I think Le Labo has events a few times, maybe once a year, where all of the stores have all the city exclusives. So that's a good time to go and check them out. But the city exclusives are a lot more expensive. Now I'm gonna go through some samples or things that I've smelled that I enjoy, but I haven't bit the bullet yet. But very, very male manipulator. I will say, if you're trying to get into scents, my best tip for you, especially for these, just go to a Nordstrom. They will let you sniff things. They will let you spray them on your skin. They'll let you they'll let you take samples if you ask so nicely. Yeah, these are like, every time before I buy a scent, I'm very intentional about spraying it on my skin, taking a sample, having it sit for a week, seeing how I feel about it, because they're not easy to go through, and I feel like it's a very personal thing whether you like the scent or not. So definitely would recommend going to a Nordstrom or any stores that you're interested in. When I'm in Korea, that's honestly all I do. I go to a bunch of like different like Korean fragrance houses that have been opening up recently. So yeah, would highly recommend just like going in, checking these out. If you are so inclined to blind buy from this video, let me know. I'm flattered, but I personally am not taking that kind of risk on that kind of money, So, but yeah, let's get into it. I recently picked up this sample from Aloria, which is a Korean fragrance house, like I just mentioned. This one is called Gentle Shower. I think it's a lot more fresh than a lot of these scents I smelled. I guess I just haven't really bit the gun on buying like a really fresh scent. A lot of these are a lot muskier or closer to skin, besides the English pear and freesia. Gentle Shower has top notes of perilla leaf, upcycled bergamot, ginger, middle notes of petitgrain, sage, orris, rosewater, and base notes of rose, oak moss vetiver, and labdanum resinoid, whatever that means. Been a big fan of vetiver recently, and I've also been a big fan of herbs, things like basil, or in this case perilla leaf, which I think is really interesting. Also known as genip in Korean. It's a very fragrant, somewhat bitter leaf. I honestly don't enjoy eating it that much, but it smells really interesting in this, and I would recommend. Some other scents that I've liked from Aloria include Inflorescence, Earth, Fire, and Keet. Yeah, very interesting Korean brand, which would highly recommend checking them out. Next up, I have some samples from the Nam. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly either. But some really great and interesting scents in here. I won't go over all the notes of all of them, but a few that I have liked are the white rice. Smells like rice, not super long lasting, but I don't know. I just really like the scent of rice. I've smelled Diptyque's Le Papier, I believe. I don't know. It wasn't really giving as much rice for me. This one is very rice, but it is very sweet. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of things that are too sweet smelling, but it's quite good. I also like their Vietnamese coffee, but for the same reason I don't like it that much. It's a pretty sweet coffee scent. I mean, Vietnamese coffee is known to be pretty sweet, so there's that. And then I'm also a fan of their monsoon tea and In the Garden. Monsoon tea is a little bit more jasmine, so it's pretty similar to scents I have. Whereas I'd say In the Garden is probably my favorite out of the Da Nam Vietnam set. Let's see, it has top notes of petitgrain, pear, neroli, middle notes of jasmine, rangoon, creeper, and then base notes of sandalwood, amber, and coconut. So all things I enjoy, but it's more fresh, which is something I've been a fan of. Oh shit, I totally misspoke. I'm actually more of a fan of monsoon tea. In the Garden is less fresh. Ah shit. Okay, let me smell these. Both very good. Both pretty fresh. No, actually monsoon tea is the one that I like better. It's a little more fresh. Let me read the notes to you. So it has notes of bergamot, petitgrain, and lime. I think the lime is that freshness, and then heart notes of green tea leaves, and then muguet, and then base notes of amber, musk, and vetiver. I do like the sample set. They give you a very detailed explanation of everything. I also did smell their Japan Chapter 2 Japan Sense of Tokyo, or I don't know, their Japanese inspired scents. I wasn't a huge fan of any of them. Not to say that any of them were bad, but I just wasn't a huge fan of any of them. Their matcha soft serve is pretty sweet. I'm not a fan of matcha scents actually, like Te Matcha by Le Labo, but strawberry mochi is also pretty good, but I think it's even sweeter than white rice. I love the rice scent, but not a huge fan of the sweetness. So yeah, other things that I've smelled but have decided not to purchase, Jo Malone's Earl Grey and Cucumber, and their Lime Basil and Mandarin. Pretty fresh, very nice scents, but not super long lasting. But feel free to check them out. Yeah, I can list some Korean perfume houses that I visited while I was there. It was like a whole quarter of my trip, but yeah, honestly the only thing I bit the dust on was Citron from Le Labo, which is not, actually a Korean perfume house, but it was just so good. It was so good. But there were quite a lot of nice scents in Korea. Another fun thing is that they have a lot of like perfume making classes. So these are 2 perfumes that I've made in Korea at a place called Proust. There are more places you can do it. Yeah, so if you're looking to smell like a clean boy or a male manipulator, highly recommend checking these out. If you have any questions in the comments, please let me know. I can always do a follow-up on how I like to pair these or what kind of occasions I would wear them. And if any perfume houses see this video and want to send me anything, this is not sponsored. These are just things that I bought with my own money. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you for the next video.